All right, shoes are off. So much better. I'm gonna ask you guys to bear with me for the next 30 minutes because usually when I come up on a stage or I'm gonna be speaking at an event, I know what I'm talking about beforehand. And I usually have trained on it on a team call. And last night, I was sitting at our sixth, little get together, and I was thinking about all the people that I've met over the last 3 days. We did 2 meetings a day. We went LA, Temecula, and then all the way down here. And it just hit me. I was like, that's not what I'm training on. I was like, I just got this innate feeling. I was like, it's not what I'm training on. I have to train on something else. So I've never done this before. I wrote this speech out actually when I was in Australia. I was sitting at Celebration for the Australian celebration. I was watching one of the speakers, and I literally just channeled it, and I just wrote it down. I had no idea when I was going to give it to, and then last time I was like, well, it's going to be today. So bear with me, and I brought my phone up just in case I forget anything. But who here, most of the people in this room now, because we've already had some people leave, are here because you really want to build, and because you're a leader. So, yeah, okay, you even asked a question, you guys are raising your hands. Who here feels a little lost? Who here feels a little overwhelmed? Yeah? Who here is like, I want to make so much money? Yes! But then you're also like, but why am I not making so much money right now? And you're like a little confused. You're like, I want it, and then this is like, I'm going to go all the way, I'm going to be 8-star. I was convinced I was going to go 8-star in 1 year. Like, I had very unrealistic expectations of my journey. Like, I came in right out of college, like at 22 years old, and I was like, no, Mom, it makes complete sense. Like, you did it in 3, I'll do it in 1. Like, it just makes sense to me, like, I can do this. Like I have Team Life, we're gonna do this. And that's definitely not what happened. I was convinced I was going straight to the top, and I still am, but the journey looks a little bit different now. But I kept asking myself, like, in those quiet moments, have you asked yourself, like, I keep telling myself I want it, but why are my actions not meeting up? Like, I know what I need to do to be that 8-star, but maybe I'm not working as hard as I should be. Maybe I'm, kind of lying when I'm actually watching Netflix and should be on the calls or should be doing this, but like I'm doing something else. And you're still working, you're still doing your business, but you're not 100% all in. And so I spent the last 3 years in my Isogenics journey making a lot of friends. And I always tell people, if you want to be successful in this company or in any company, make friends in the company that you're in. Eric Worre said it at our Influencer Summit. He says, it is our job to get people over the line. When you enroll them, it's easier for them to quit. One of the best ways to get them over the line to easier to stay is have them make a friend. And so at my very first celebration, somebody posted about going out for sushi. So I did, and I met 4 friends there that I'm still best friends with to this day. I lived with a girl who I met at an event in Boston. I also went to Bali, and I lived with 2 other people that were in the START movement, and I met all the other Australians that were in the START movement. And so I'm sitting at this Australian celebration, and I am watching this leader speak on stage, and it had nothing to do with what she was speaking about. Like, sometimes you can have these takeaways at events and you don't even know why they hit you. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been telling everyone my story was that I came here for the business, for the money. I didn't come here for the business. That's why my actions were not in congruency with what I was saying. I came here for a community. I just didn't know it yet. I came here because, like I said when I was sharing my story earlier, I was a dreamer. Can anyone relate to that? To being told that your dreams are just too big? Like, I remember the day when I was like in 8th grade, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom and I'm gonna make a lot of money. And my friend looked at me, she goes, no, you're not. You can't do that. And I was like, what? Of course I can. Like, I was the person that was like, get in the box, stop dreaming too big, this girl's weird, like, just stop. And my whole life I felt like I was fighting against something. And then I came to Isogenics and I was like, oh my God, I found a home. I feel connected here, I have a community, people want to lift me up. And so I spent the first 2.5 years of my business building that community and finding the people that were going to raise me up and having a tribe and making friends. And I share that with you because you need to know where you are in your journey, and you have to be okay with that, and know why you're really here. Some of you say you're here because you want to be a millionaire, but you're really here because you just want to go on an extra vacation this year. Some of you say you're here because you want to make money, but you're really here because you just want to look really, really good in that dress in 6 months. Some of you are saying you're here because you want to make money, but you just really want to hang out with all of us because we're fun. Think about, how many people have you you had on your team, or you might not be that person that just keeps coming to events and they're like, yeah, I want to make money. They don't do anything when they leave, but they just keep coming back. They really just love hanging out with us, and that's okay. And knowing where you are in your journey is important, because what I felt for the first 2 years I was building my business was incongruency, and there's nothing feels worse than incongruency. Because I was saying I wanted this, but my actions were over here. And so I kept saying, I want to be a leader. I want to be a leader. I want to be like Peter Kelly. I want to have all these people look at me and be like, you're so amazing. Thank you. Like, I was like truly like at 21 years old, like that's what I wanted. I was like, oh my God. But then like my actions were, I just wanted to go make friends, and I wanted to have a good time, and I wanted to have freedom. And so what I want to share with you guys is that I'm sitting there and I was understanding where I was at. And I sat there and I said to myself, okay, like this is where I'm at, but I achieved what I came here for. So what's next? I have the friends. I built the community. And I was sitting at that Australian celebration, and I was looking at the leader, and I started to go, now I can go after what I want. Now I can become the leader. Now I can, what I really want is, I'm feeling a lack of purpose. I'm feeling a lack of fulfillment, because it's all been about me so far. It's been about me traveling. It's been about me having fun. Because I just desperately wanted to be a part of it. I didn't necessarily actually, even though I said I wanted it, and you can say you want something and not actually want it. And you need to get clear with yourself. As Peter Kelly says, and excuse my French, there are bullshit goals. There are. So be clear with yourself if it's a real goal or not. And so I said to myself, I have achieved everything that I came here for, but what's next? And it's important to understand that in your journey, what excites you will change over time. So when you first get involved, for some of us, what excites us is feeling really good, looking really good. Then it's making some supplemental income, and then it's the big goals. Maybe it's the community first. Whatever your journey is, be okay with that. But so now I'm sitting on this in this event, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what's next? So what wasn't I doing to become a leader? And I really thought to myself, I go, well, most of us come into this business for freedom, right? Raise your hand if you were here because you wanted more freedom.
Yes.
And what leadership is responsibility. And so this was me for 2.5 years. I want to be an 8-star leader. Yeah, come. No responsibility, please. No. I want to go travel to Bali. I want to live in Bali for 4 months, but I also want to be a leader. I was completely incongruent with what I was saying. I wanted freedom and I wanted leadership, but I was not taking into consideration that with leadership comes responsibility. And that sometimes, actually all the time in this business, in order to become extremely free, you actually have to give up freedom for a long period of time while you build your team, because leadership is about giving the people that you're bringing on freedom. It's not about you having that freedom right now. It's about being stable. It's about making sure that they feel safe. And so I sat at that event and I called my mom and I got home and I go, I understand why my actions have been wrong. This is really why I was here. And now I know that I've achieved what I've come to achieve, and I'm ready to go where I want to go. And I know I need to come home. So I got back on my plane, I came back from Bali, and I knew the next part of my journey was going to be about leadership and giving this gift forward. And this is why I knew I needed to speak this piece here. Because so many of you in this room, you've been on this journey and you want to become a leader. You want to make the big money. And the big money in this company is only through leadership. And what I realized was that I needed to learn what that looked like. And I knew it was responsibility. And I watched a Simon Sinek video called Leaders Eat Last. Simon Sinek's getting brought up a lot tonight. So if you haven't heard about him, go look him up. So Leaders Eat Last, and he has a book, but he also has a quick TED Talk on it. And what he said, he goes, we're perfectly okay with putting the leader in the corner office. We're perfectly okay with letting them, take all of the accolades and awards and whatever, but why? Because we know when the outside world comes to hurt us, that leader is supposed to protect us and provide safety. This goes back to caveman days. That they were going to be at the front of the pack when the war was to come to set. And so I realized, network marketing is the most uncertain, scariest, unsafe industry that you could possibly start in. And our job as a leader is to make our team feel safe, certain, and secure. That they know exactly what the next step is, that they know that there's going to be a team to protect them, that they know that they have a home to be. And so that looked like for me is having a calendar and actually having stable times, letting my team know that I was there for them, available for them, that their schedule became more than my schedule. What that looks like as leaders is, I'm going to explain it because my mom used this perfect example, and I want to share with you guys, is that network marketing is basically like raising a family. See, when you start in network marketing, you're a baby and you know nothing and you need somebody to do pretty much everything for you while you learn how to do it. And you learn through experience. You know, oh, I see someone talking, I see someone walking, I'll figure it out. This is how we learn. Then you become the kid and you're like, okay, I can do it on my own, but I still need some supervision. Then you become the unruly teenager. And if you've been in this business for a while, you probably either have been at one point this person, or you are dealing with someone on your team who's like, I want to do it all on my own, but I want you to support me while I do it. I want to have my own team pages, I want to do all this on myself. I'm not actually able to kind of run it by myself, but I still need you to support me. But it's like this awkward phase where you're like trying to become like the adult, but you're still kind of acting like the kid. And that's kind of where I was in my business. For a really long time, I was like, no, I'm a leader, but like, you run the team calls. Like, no, I'm a leader, but like, not only if I want to show up today. And there was this awkward, uncomfortable phase of leadership. But when you really become a leader is when you become the parent. See, the parent now gives up their freedom to take care of the child. They're no longer the free person that we usually are coming to Isagenix for because we want all this freedom. But if you want the real freedom, not just the fast freedom, you know, the gig economy is the fast freedom, I'm going to make some extra side hustle money. But if you want the legacy income, real freedom, you have to become a parent in this industry, where you take on your leaders and you say, okay, I'm staying home to raise you. I'm going to give you schedules. I'm going to help you grow up. And I'm going to coach you through the process. And then where the freedom comes back in is when you move from parent to grandparent, where you have a bunch of parents on your team and you just kind of get to babysit the children when they come. And that's the fun part, right? Like my mom has definitely moved to the grandparent role on our team, which is awesome. That's where your freedom really comes in. And so I really understood this and I said, okay, Mom, like, I'm ready to become a parent in my business. Not a real parent, you're not getting kids yet. And, you know, although she keeps asking, so. But I was like, I'm ready to do this. So I came home from Bali and I was like, in the course from the time that I realized this to the time that I came home from Bali, I actually massively grew my team, brought on 75 PT in a month, ended up going 4-star, went out to Top Achievers, came home, and it's been an unbelievable journey of being able to rise up other leaders on my team. It was no longer about me. And it's okay when it's about you in the beginning. Don't feel selfish about that because this journey starts with you. And then you have to go to the next step. But some of us get stuck in it being about us because we don't even know that we're doing it. You don't even realize, because we're taught, oh, it's about freedom, especially in the start group. I mean, really honest, like we talk about freedom all the time. So we're jet setting and we're on planes and we're going and we're showcasing this lifestyle that a lot of the times we haven't fully earned yet. We're making some income, we're living off PIVs, we're getting some great supplemental residual income. And I remember listening to, again, Peter Kelly, but I listened to a Peter Kelly podcast and she's like, you need to stay still long enough to get your team off the ground and really provide structure for them and then earn the right to have the freedom. Freedom doesn't come with the day you sign up with your Isagenix account. You're not like, okay, I signed up with it, I can work from my laptop and my cell phone, and I can do it wherever I want and have complete freedom, because that doesn't provide any stability for your team at all. And it's like not the most fun thing to actually come to closure with and understand, but it's the truth. And so what it's really come down to is understanding that and becoming, the professional in growing up in this industry. I mean, I truly am growing up in this industry. This is my first career ever. So learning what it looks like to become the professional in this industry and learning what it looks like to take, how did you behave in your corporate careers or whatever career you had beforehand, and how can you bring that over here, truly act like the professional, become the parent, become the leader you need to be so that you can have all the success that you're dreaming of and that you can really create that. And for me, giving that back, like I knew that what I was craving so desperately at this point was I wanted community, but now I wanted a team. I didn't want to just be in Bali by myself anymore. I wanted people that I had shared this vision with that actually got it and could run with me. I wanted people who could, understand the impact that we would make. And so that original dream that I was like, I want to stand on stage and have people love me, it came from a really good place. I didn't connect all the dots yet. What I was saying was that I wanted to be able to impact people's lives and have purpose and fulfillment. And most of us were here because we're like, wow, you mean that I can have a career where I can actually help people and feel good about it and we can all be happy? This is amazing. And I wanted to feel that. And so there's times where I'm still like, And I want to just get on that plane and leave because I have the freedom to do that. But what is my driving factor, and you always have to check in, what are your core feelings that you have to align with, is fulfillment, passion, purpose, and contribution, which kind of align with our company culture if you look at what our culture is. And I realize every single time that I'm like, oh, well, it would just be easier to just, kind of portray this lifestyle and go off and have a dream. Real build in this business, really giving back in this business, having real true leadership and creating legacy income that stays with you for the rest of your life is about helping other people get there. And that comes from becoming the parent in your own business and taking real ownership, knowing your journey, and being okay if that's not where you're at yet, but if it's where you want to go, understanding the responsibility that you need to take.